This guy's storyboards remind me of the work of a famous artist.
A classic or modern artist?
Now, I was thinking of that gorilla at the zoo who makes pictures with his own shit.
This guy's not that good.
Hey, this is Timmara signing on with some more of MadWorld. Alright, we're on to the final level. Last time we took on the strip, which was just a little casino-themed level where we just got through it pretty simply. And now we're up to the tower where, at the top, we will fight the champion. So, let's just dive in and get this wrapped up. I don't know why, this has just been like really difficult to Let's Play. When I started, I was like, this is going to be awesome and fun, and it's just like, it's not bad. It's not a bad game. I'm just like, this is... I don't really have much to say. I don't want to keep fighting over the announcers and everything.
Jack, I've got some new intel.
That was quick. You find something about the facility?
No, we're still looking into that. I have another analyst working on it.
Okay, enlighten me.
The Bureau caught up with the arms dealer who supplied the Deathwatchers. Apparently, he's quite the superstar in some circles.
And I'm sure he isn't talking or cutting any deals, because someone in the government above the Ministry of Justice stepped in and dragged him off before you could so much as offer him a cup of tea.
Yes, that's... How did you know?
Say hello to one of your roots of evil, Amala. Paid for by our very own tax dollars.
What? Are you suggesting that our government is involved in this blood sport?
Sorry, I was being too subtle. I tend to do that sometimes. Look, the president may not know anything, as usual, but someone near the top sure as hell does. Maybe they didn't mastermind it, but they're involved. And they're after the same thing the rest of the audience is. Money.
Jack.
Because the rich can never have enough money, can they?
The government betraying us. The government's just people, Amala. And people don't all share our founding fathers' values.
And even those values were messed up, frankly.
Us, but some just want to mug us in an alley. That's all it ever was.
Then why leave the games, Jack? If we're all so corrupt up here.
No reason. Guess I just got tired of myself. Tired of killing.
Yet here we are, yet again.
Sorry.
That's okay. You probably don't talk to lowlifes like me much, I'm guessing. You know what they say, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Well, some of us never leave the dust. We spend our whole lives in it. So, we done? Because I need to keep moving. The games are up pretty soon, and there's a kill seeker out there in first place who needs to be kicked off the throne. Only way to meet the Deathwatchers is to win their game. And I haven't lost one of these yet.
Jack, be careful.
Amala, I have a chainsaw on my arm. I'll be fine.
But thank you for your consideration.
In a pleasure palace where dreams are made and hearts are broken, every elevator has the potential to take you straight to the top.
On the other hand, stepping through those doors might send you tumbling to hell.
You roll the dice, you take your chance. In Deathwatch, the house always wins and the losers always crap out.
Yeah, so now we're fighting Yifeng. I forget his name already. I think I mentioned this when we first saw him in the first level of Asian Town, but when I first played through this game, when I got to here, I was so confused, because I go, okay, championship battle, maybe we'll get right into it, and then I saw Yifeng, and I'm like, this is the guy? This is the champion? Which he wasn't, but it was like, still caught me off guard.
Revolting, get it? Revolting? Because, you know, electricity's measured in volts. I'm gonna stab you in the eye. And Yifeng flattens Jack.
Kind of a chicken shit move, if you ask me.
Well, that's how he rolls, Biatch.
I didn't think that would do anything, but I wanted to try. Nope.
Zapped his ass. And Yifeng flattens Jack.
Kind of a chicken shit move, if you ask me.
Well, that's how he rolls, Biatch. This shit is ham. And Yifeng flattens Jack.
Kind of a chicken shit move, if you ask me.
Well, that's how he rolls, Biatch.
Not what I wanted to do. I was hoping that my happy onion.
What does that mean? It's a horse metaphor. But what does that mean? He's fucked up. He sure is, Howard. Zapped his ass. This shit is ham.
There we go.
Get it? Well, because, you know, electricity.
Cock in your ass!
Get out of here. I got stuff to do. Bomb! Oh, okay, I didn't think it would blow up, honestly. Guess when you light a bomb, you can't exactly shut it off.
I can tell you from experience that those happy pills work even better if you grind
Come
them
on,
up and
where's...
inject them into the folds of your scrotum.
I'll give you $1 if you can tell me one thing that isn't better.
Come on, move up.
And inject it into the folds of your
There we go.
scrotum.
Aha, you got me!
Ah, the explosive barrel's over there.
Fourth floor, men's
Yep, so we just keep
shoes,
going up
ladies'
floors until we get to the top.
Crazy dudes trying to kill you.
Which, this looks promising, so I bet we'll use it.
And Tengu's back to get his ass kicked all over again.
You don't know that that's what he's back for. He might be looking to get chewed in the nuts. Or maybe he's up for good curb stomping.
I hadn't considered that.
Well, there you go.
Why don't you consider his feelings?
Gets in a cheap shot.
Hey, any shot you can get in is valuable.
Tengu gets in a cheap shot.
Hey, any shot you can get in is valuable.
Okay, can we get Tengu tossed into the blades?
Gets in a cheap shot.
Hey, any shot you can get in is valuable.
Okay, you guys aren't going for...
Tengu gets in a cheap shot.
Hey, any shot you can get in is valuable.
And Tengu gets a taste of chainsaw style.
As opposed to what? Cajun style? Deep dish style?
Fuck you style.
Come on, Jack! One enemy left to kill on this floor, and then a whole bunch more to kill.
That's a lot of killing.
Yo, it's
Damn.
only one more.
And Tengu gets in a cheap shot.
Hey, any shot you can get in is valuable.
Ooh, there we go. Ah, I thought we were getting minced.
Please
There
keep
we
your
go.
hands away from the moving blades. Oh, never mind.
That's right, I was trying to do... I don't even know what happened to the ninjas. They just disappeared.
Son of a bitch, some bastard kid pushed all the buttons.
And here comes Bull Crocker with a hard-on for a rematch.
Speaking of hard-ons, you know how they get sperm from a bull?
They extracted from my ex-wife's underwear.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Moving on.
Looks like Jack and Big Bull Crocker are locking horns for another power struggle.
I'm trying to get him into the spikes, but I don't think I can. I thought you could pin them on spikes.
Jack wins another power struggle. Yada, yada, yada.
I don't think your heart's in it anymore.
I get paid win, lose, or draw.
Frame rate.
A wicked slash to Bull.
You think Crocker's got a girlfriend?
Yeah, but she's probably some heifer. Looks like Jack and Big Bull Crocker are locking
This bull will probably take off his head.
Ho-hum,
Nope, no.
Jack wins another power struggle. Yada, yada, yada.
I don't think your heart's in
Okay,
it
this one will
I
definitely
get
take
paid
off his...
win, lose, or draw. Ho-hum, Jack wins another power struggle. Yada, yada, yada.
I don't think your heart's in it anymore.
I get paid win, lose, or draw.
Oh, drill man. I forgot he showed us up. Where's... Oh.
A wicked slash to Bull.
You think Crocker's got a girlfriend?
Yeah, but she's probably some heifer.
I thought you needed a prescription to get those happy pills.
No, they're over the counter. Once the counter goes over a certain amount of kills, you can get a happy pill. Looks like Jack's getting bulldozed out there.
Jack's not dozing, he's fucking stunned.
A wicked slash to Bull.
I was hoping the explosion would take them both out, but...
Yeah, but she's probably some heifer. Looks like Jack's getting bulldozed out there.
Jack's not dozing, he's fucking stunned.
Looks like Jack is a pint low.
Those pills are great when you wash them down with a little scotch.
I like to wash down my scotch with a little scotch.
I like to wash down the scotch that I poured that scotch with a little
Oh, there we go. We killed Bull with that. Cool.
I like scotch.
Okay, power struggle. Didn't try to do that, but oh, gotta take care of his driller, and we got this. Which shouldn't take much. Now I really want to try and see if I can hit him into a rose bush on his last legs. Oh, well, he's dead. If this doesn't kill him, I'm gonna try and set him up for something. Nope, he's down. Goodbye. There goes the drill man.
That happy pill put some life back into Jack.
Yay! Jack's high on life.
You, sir, are a fucking idiot.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling me sir. I was gonna say I was gonna mention it and I never got to it, but even though I forget who does the song, that song "Breathe" is really good, especially good for this kind of like climactic finale. Taking a smoke break.
Jack, you all right?
No.
Yeah, fine. Ticker's still ticking. Ixnay on the shouting, please.
Jack, so good to hear you're doing well.
Hey there.
Ah, Agent 13.
How'd he get on this channel?
Oh, we roots of evil love to spread our tendrils and mingle where we're not welcome.
So, to what do we owe this intrusion? Selling raffle tickets?
Jack, as a past participant in the games, what do you think of this round?
What do I think?
You know better than any of us what the Death Watchers want, what they value. Tell me what you feel, Jack, in your bones.
It's the blood and circuses all over again, that's all. Gladiators against gladiators. And a crowd eager to see guts spill on the sand. You think there's more to it than that? Because there isn't.
I had hoped we were past the lies, Jack.
Sorry, I'm listening
Surely
to him.
you
I'm just
understand that a
replying to
Deathwatch
text.
game without purpose is
Yeah,
nothing
here we go.
more than mindless self-indulgence.
There's a purpose to all this killing?
As I've said before, these games are always held when conflict must be settled with blood. Yet now, even though there is no pressing need, the people's demand for the games is higher than it's ever been. They thirst.
You know, 13, I like this whole purpose thing of yours. It's very zen. It's just kind of hard to believe a word you say when you're making money hand over fist here.
Money is trivial, Jack. I wanted to see things die. Not just people, bigger things, ideas, nations, cultures, gods. Like all the games before. I wanted to see the losers pay with more than just their lives. I wanted to see the winner win more than just money. I wanted to see them win the future, win the promise of power. But these games, they don't deserve the title of Deathwatch. This is just watching the world burn.
That's why no games have been held since 2001?
Because they weren't impactful enough.
So you're telling me that the organizers of the current games duped you into thinking they had some grand vision, but that you only found out it was all bullshit entertainment after you cashed your check?
If this is all entertainment, then why are you here, Jack?
To burn this game to the ground.
But Jack, hadn't you heard? The world has already gone mad.
MadWorld.
There is nothing left to burn. But I digress. Allow me to take my leave. Oh, and Miss Amala, look to Springvale for answers about the Deathwatch facility.
Springvale? You mean the Springvale conglomerate?
My name's Leo Falmont. I'm in my residency at Jefferson Central Hospital's ER, or I was, I guess. Thanks again.
So what's your excuse?
What?
Why are you still alive?
Alive?
Springvale. Don't they have a lot of pull in pharmaceuticals? Something about industry consolidation.
So long, Jack. Best of luck.
A mad world, huh? I'll fit right in.
Hell yeah. So yeah, you know, I guess, now that I'm older, I can start to comprehend some things earlier. It's all messed up, don't get me wrong, but, I see what Gesser's saying is that this game is really just for money and entertainment. There's nothing real that's at stake. Nothing world-impacting or meaningful, despite all the bloodshed. So that's why he kind of got, fed up. It's like, well, this is bullcrap then. Oh. But he's also probably part of, what's close to this world's Illuminati, being, this super rich figurehead. But, he's messed up with the vision, so I suppose. The finals! Yay!
Jack, 13 was right. I checked into the building contracts and real estate records for the facility. Turns out that the signing lawyers were all from the same office, run by none other than Springvale's corporate lawyer.
Good enough for me. What's the Bureau have to say?
Remember last year's presidential elections and those reports of illegal donations made to the Socialist Party? Springvale's stock was hit hard, really hard, and the Bureau thinks they started up the games to recoup losses.
Fucked up, but I understand. Still, that's not enough to go indicting anyone.
Of course not, which is why you have to get into game control and apprehend the men running this. The Bureau's counting on you.
You think the Ministry of Justice is gonna get their hands dirty weeding your garden for you?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Never mind. No time for chit-chat now, anyway.
Alright, so pharmaceutical companies that spend a lot of money... Oops. Sorry, I've been letting the controller sit for a while, and so it shut off. It's fine. But yeah, pharmaceutical company that's putting a lot of money on a presidential election, which ended up losing, so they decided to, start up what must have cost millions of dollars also to start up, but to try and recoup their losses. I get it. Yeah, it's weird, but I finally understand. Yep, there he is. That's the champion.
Here in this amazing stadium in front of a bloodthirsty crowd of the city survivors, Jack will face his final foe in a brutal battle for the championship.
There can only be one number one in this fight to the death.
Well, duh. It's a mathematical fact there can only be one number one.
For the last fucking time, nobody said there'd be math. I blame our schools.
You're up, champ.
Navy SEAL? Special Ops? Come on, bitch!
This is it.
Sorry, just letting that play out.
The final boss on the final stage.
Finally.
This special stage, featuring an incredible panoramic view of the devastated Varrigan city, was created to allow the two toughest fuckers left in the game to beat each other senseless.
So get ready for a savage battle between two amazing opponents with lots of broken bones, bloody beatings, and maybe even a surprise or two from outside the ring.
Surprise? Really? What is it?
That would be telling.
That's why I'm asking.
All right, let's go. Yeah, Black Baron. I honestly did not expect him the first time I played because I go, this is the guy that keeps getting killed in almost, basically every level. And yet, now he's here as number one, which actually he kind of proves why.
Jack's gotta go barehanded against the Baron.
Yeah, it's always better bareback.
I said barefolded, you idiot. No wonder your crotch smells like a compost heap.
No wonder your nose is in my crotch.
The Baron's getting a little wobbly.
And that looks like his humerus sticking out of his arm.
Whoops.
Humorous, huh? I guess it is kind of funny.
Whoops, I messed up.
That was a sad struggle.
He doesn't look like the Jack I know.
You don't know Jack, but I agree.
You got Matilda hanging out in the background, which that could be a problem if we're not careful.
Jack's gonna duke it out with the Baron to decide who aces the match and wins the crown.
That sounds like a pretty good poker hand.
You brought her, you poker hand.
Good work, Jack. You shook the shit out of that fucking pimp.
Okay. About to get up in that iron. All right. Don't stop now.
Nice shot, Jack.
Looks like Jack.
And now it's getting,
right low.
oops, up, yep. That's what happens.
Quite a sexy lady is attacking Jack, but still keeping silence. Is she the strongest?
What the fuck?
I think my prompter's turning Japanese.
I really think so. I don't think the Baron's gonna be distracted by that. Whoa, look at him go for it.
Whoops. There we go, thank you.
Unless in a martini, I don't know why he's so happy.
Yeah, there's I've lost track. But yeah, this was kind of like the turning point where I go like, oh, that's why he's the champion. He's so like brutal and tough, and then like cool set pieces. Like, you know, the only power struggle where Jack gets damaged as well, and that's something about that's really cool. And then Matilda's in the background, so she like pitches in, like usually, like, you know, we've seen her all throughout, but she hasn't done anything. Now we get to see her just like do something. And I forgot we had the geishas who give us items if we're in a rut. Not like we're solving a problem, but it is kind of cool how he kind of seems like he ups the ante a little bit.
365 days a year, 2 months.
I live for leap year.
And I was gonna say, also like the first song that plays when you start the battle, Look Pimpin' by I forget who, but, ooh jeez. But it's just like a really funny song to me. Whoops. Oh, god dang it. Well, this is probably gonna kill me.
We've already seen that the Baron's bitch is brilliant with a beatdown. Now Jack's finding out firsthand. That little bimbo's really helping Jack out.
I knew there was a reason he helped the hookers out earlier. I can tell you from experience that those happy pills.
There we go.
work
Okay,
even
maybe we can
better
actually
if
get
you
through this without
wind them
losing a
up
life.
and Inject them into the folds of your scrotum.
I'll give you $1 if you can tell me
Oh,
one
here we go.
thing that
This'll
isn't
finish it
better
off.
if you grind it up and inject them into the folds of your scrotum.
Ah, you got me.
Knockout punch. Whoop. Just gets dragged back in. Alright, they gotta hurt.
Watch this guy MC through this whole event and getting his ass kicked by his bloodbath challenge.
Oops, sorry. Should have listened to that, but I thought he'd get back up.
Gonna get some payback.
Oh, it's over.
Bitch now, Baron.
Ooh, and the back connects with a brain-scrambling hit to the head.
I guess it's goodbye for Matilda. Hate to see her go, but I love to watch her leave.
Yeah, some real sweet cheeks on the gal, and she was damn handy with that bat, too. Speaking of which,
She had her fun. And now it's time for us to have
got the bat
ours.
in his hand and murder in his eye.
And the bloodlust is building in the bleachers. Now the choppers are bringing in the man darts board, and we all know what that means.
A big fucking finish.
Yes, but I think Jack's got a little unfinished business first.
The Baron doesn't even know what planet he's on.
Pretty soon it won't matter. That's right, Baron. What's good for the bitch is good for the bastard.
I wonder how he likes being on the receiving end of a pimp slap.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. Time for that big fucking finish you were talking about.
Absolutely. This is what we've all been waiting to see.
Oh.
Jack winds up.
The crowd is going crazy.
He swings.
Wham!
Connects the center of the dartboard.
And the Baron is history. Howard, this crowd has gone absolutely apeshit.
And who can blame them? These fireworks are a fitting end to an explosive evening of murder and mayhem. Outstanding performance from Jack. What do you think's next for him, Kreese?
I don't know, a beer, some beaver, and a big fat sequel.
Speaking of Beaver, it's time for us to split. This is
If only
our
that big
Bucks
fat
at
sequel
home,
was
and
actually
Kreese
true. We
Creeley
only got like a
saying
a
thanks
technical
to all
sequel.
The players, the viewers, and of course, our sponsor.
And we'll see you in hell.
We won! Number 1. Only took us 2.5 minutes. So yeah, simple but an interesting little boss battle for a guy I didn't expect. But here we go. Just chill in the square snow. This city is so messed up. Hey, everybody. Thought guns weren't allowed. Well, I guess the tournament's over, so now it doesn't matter.
Congratulations, Jack. Champion once again.
4th time winner.
At our considerable expense.
Not my fault. You guys should have bet on me.
Sucks to be you. Maybe you weren't meant to be in the bookie business. You could try something else. Polo, maybe.
Second time he's mentioned polo. Just pointing that out. Because it's been a while.
It's a thought. So is this. Kill him.
Oops. It's like one of those guys. Oh, shoot. Well, who did that? He did. Leo, my boy. What the hell? Distraction. Honestly, it'd be awesome if we moved that fast in the game. Kind of like Deadeye with a chainsaw. Oh, that'd be badass. Ah!
Jack? Jack! Are you okay?
Could have just
Jack?
took the earpiece out.
What's going on?
Or was his stuff internal? I don't remember.
Looks like I'm the one in need of a rescue.
Jack! I'm glad I made it in time. I saw you go into the tower, so I snuck in after you.
You snuck in?
Yeah, even just a nick, that probably would have killed him outright.
What?
I'll give you credit. You ran a pretty good line of bullshit. But in the end, it smelled exactly like crap. You were the one who set all this up. You and your daddy's company. It's all about publicity, isn't it, Leo? What better way to get the word out about a killer virus than release it on an entire city? Funny coincidence your company makes the vaccine. Why, any self-respecting country would pay whatever you asked if the alternative was annihilation.
I want my lawyer. I've got nothing to say to you.
That deflection says it all.
Not even one little thing. See, I was wondering, why Deathwatch? If getting word out about the virus was the goal, why risk an uncontrolled element like the games?
Jack, you're here to arrest me, right? You better hurry or I'm gonna die on you.
Oh, Leo. Poor little Leo. I'm no champion of justice, and I'm certainly not its bitch.
What? You mean you're just using the Bureau? That's a laugh.
Oh, come on, clear your throat and answer my question, douchebag.
My dad wanted the vaccine. that was his.
You just...
It was fun, Jack. That's all. I can have anything. Drugs, women, but the game. Jack, the game. It was the best, Jack.
Ah, so that's why you were there. Just had to be in the thick of it, didn't you? Wanted to feel it on your skin.
Now, help me, or I'm gonna...
I don't help people.
Oh, right, forgot about that. Yeah. So, yeah. The Springvale wanted to test out, well, basically threaten the world with, oh, here's the virus, but we have the vaccine. But then Leo, seemingly, is the one who put the Deathwatch games into it, so he could have his fun as well. So it was just like two major, like, uncontrolled elements that just went nuts and just ravaged this city. And Jack's here on his own. One thing, it was him taking on Deathwatch and finally, like, trying to get it shut down for good. But also, yeah, he just also has to be working for a company that also is interested in stopping this. So, he doesn't help people.
I kill them.
Which probably also factors into his thing where he probably still thinks he's a monster, and he basically is. But
I hate this
he's
part of
trying to do
town.
some good
These
stuff.
Billboards are a fucking waste of money.
Self-centered credit horse, if you ask me.
I didn't.
Hey. Oh, right, I got no control over this. But yeah, now we got the credits. That was MadWorld, but I don't want to talk right now because we got, you know, as we pass through
The
billboards.
game designers are the guys who are in charge of this clusterfuck.
Yeah, they're going to pitch in, and this is some of the best comments
How
they
can you tell
have.
which one is the lead programmer?
He's the one not getting laid more than the other programmers. So many nerds, so little time.
They say programmers speak the language of computers because nobody else will speak to them.
I didn't know you were a programmer.
I think my ex-wife slept with all these guys.
I remember that night.
Well then.
Hey, that guy was in my How to Draw for Slow Learners class.
I didn't have good enough grades to get into that class. I've seen these guys, and they're ugly as sin. Worst models ever.
Modelers, not models, you idiot.
They're still ugly.
The lead animator is the lower intestine of the animation world.
Yep, because he's full of shit.
Sorry.
Animators are the guys who bring the action to life.
I think you mean they're the guys who get no action their whole life.
Yeah, what did I say?
If he's the lead artist, I'd hate to see the morons he leads.
Oh, there they are.
Artists are like a rash. You don't know where they come from, and you don't care, just as long as they go away.
They changed their name to artist when they realized that brain-dead booger eaters wasn't going to fit on their business cards.
You guys
They
so
only
mean.
had one guy as the blood effects designer? God, he must have been working 24/7. You know, the interface designers are...
Interface designers? How the hell did you get that job?
I said interface, not in her face.
Don't care. I'm already getting my resume ready.
You know, this is a disappointment after the amazing soundtrack he did for Anal Butt Sluts number 14.
Yeah, I bought the CD for that one. How sad to go from world-class beatbox artist to supervising sound editor.
Oh, how the might he have fallen. Sound editing? Jesus, everything sounded like a wet fart.
Sorry, that was me.
Ah, Howard.
I don't know if yelling bang every time something happens qualifies as sound programming.
I don't think story writer is the right title for this guy.
What title would you use?
I don't know, something along the lines of Mercurial Drama Queen Hat.
Works for me.
Hey, look at this. The spell checker gets a credit too. Ken Pontac and Warren Graff, keeping hookers and coke dealers in business since 1989. This guy's storyboards remind me of the work of a famous artist.
A classic or modern artist?
Now, I was thinking of that gorilla at the zoo who makes pictures with his own shit.
This guy's not that good.
He won this job because of the work he did from the back of a matchbook. We could file lead cinematic designer under made-up job titles and just move on.
It's so mean but funny.
Intern cinematic animators after the intern riots back in July. Jesus, these guys couldn't frame Howard for sex crime.
Wow, they must really suck.
I know.
After everything I've seen, I think the designer should be fired.
All part of their grand design.
Any more? Alright, now on to the second patch of credits. Crimson Rain, Deathwatch, get it up. It's a MadWorld by Sick YG. Body that. MadWorld, no. Ain't that funny, Sick YG. Let's go by Ox, Crazy. Yeah, I'm just looking at him. Breathe, C. Wilkes, Ox, okay. Look Pimpin', Sick YG. It was them, I forgot. Sorry, I'm just going over the songs because some of them are actually really good. But yeah, so while we got some time, because Chris and I will have some more things to say later on, yeah, that was MadWorld. How was it? It's still a good game, but it's definitely aged. Our voice actors, oh boy, they're going by fast. Fred Tata score, Liam O'Brien. Liam O'Brien was in this? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they just go by. Can't even. But yeah. So no, MadWorld is still a really good game for being basically 10 years old now. It's still like, I don't know how I want to say. I don't think it holds up great, but it's still a lot of fun. That's kind of how I would talk about it, because there are definitely like its aged moments, like the camera's a bit too close, and some bits of it are technical. And when things get really chaotic, which it often does, frame rate like goes nut, just drops. In some cases, stays dropped, which is weird. And other than that, and looking at it, because you'll probably see in the, for my videos, I set up a border for, some of the dead space that's in the corners, and, the picture I used to make the border, and then looking at, like, the gameplay as well, you can really see just, like, the difference in, like, lighting, I guess you can say, where it's, like, looking at the very white and black border compared to like what the gameplay looks like, it makes the gameplay look like really brown and just like darker than compared to like a solid white, a white and black background. So, so it does look a little more sickly than I remember, but it's still a great art style. Like the comic book Sin City-esque art style is really good, and even though it only uses like 4 colors, it does a lot with that. And yeah, the gameplay's fun, although a little finicky right now. And some of the writing is good, especially with Kreese and Howard, just because like they say just like the most out there stuff. Like John DiMaggio and Greg Proops don't get enough credit for those guys, because they're just like, oh wow, those guys are just fun to listen to, even though some of the things are a little like, okay, that's a bit too much, but you know what, it's fine. But yeah, this is like the first of Platinum's games, and it worked really good. Oh boy, credits are shorter than I remember, because I think we're about to talk to Kreese and Howard. Avian Company, or does it come later? Nope. Yeah, I remember the Havoc is. No, I got more to say. We'll get to it. Original game design, Tokuro Fujiwara. I'm waiting for it. Hold on.
Which one was the producer?
He showed up that one time with pizza for everybody and asked if everything was okay, and then he left.
I thought that was the pizza delivery guy.
Well, he's both. The director's a lot like my dad. He gets drunk, he yells a lot, he passes out in a pool of his own drool. He's harmless, and people usually just ignore his ramblings.
Yeah, now we get 2 new weapons. The katana and the double chainsaw, which the double chainsaw is what Crocker uses, and a katana, which, katana can now be used, and double chainsaw can now be used. That's kind of like the only things you get for beating anything in this game, which, a little disappointing in hindsight considering how tough some of the Deathwatch challenges can be, but they're fun little weapons, even though there could have been more incentive, I suppose. But yeah, so MadWorld, it's still good, but it doesn't hold up great in hindsight, I'll admit that much. But it's still like, if you have a Wii and this is like probably like $5, maybe not even that, at a GameStop or something, you can probably find it for dirt cheap. And if you can, I'd still say give it a try if you got a Wii or a Wii U. See, a little under 4 hours and I beat it. new game. I guess we start hard. We're not going to do a level, but I'm just, like, getting into the menu or something. But yeah, no, there is some interesting stuff there. It's just, you know, it's got interesting things. Platinum has always had, like, this weird reputation of, like, having, like, really interesting ideas about, like, justice and morality when it comes to their games. Bayonetta, Anarchy Reigns, this follow-up to this, you know, they have more, but, like, they usually, like, there's, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, that's probably the most famous one, frankly, with, you know, their ideas. But no, they give you, like, interesting perspectives in what they talk about. And now that I'm older, I can understand, even though, you know, I understand it, don't agree with a lot of what they say, but, you know, some of it kind of, I don't want to say makes sense, because that makes me sound like a sociopath. But no, yeah, like, you know, Lord Gesser was a prime example of, yeah, like, he's one of the rich and the rich and powerful, like, when we had to go find Naomi, her, you know, they were just, like, enjoying the games because they were rich enough to, like, weasel their way out of it. And so, you know, that was probably the big case. So, you know, we're sent there to go find her by her father, but really she's not in anywhere near any danger. Meanwhile, like, pharmaceutical company that lost out on a bunch of money during presidential elections tried to recoup by putting a virus in the middle of a city, but then Leo also wanted, like, up the stakes by bringing in Deathwatch, which, yeah, not only, like, a deadly virus, but also a game that has a whole society of people kill each other. Yeah, not dangerous. Meanwhile, Jack, former Deathwatch member who wanted to, like, shut the games down anyways, this will be his perfect opportunity since they haven't been around for a while, but also on a mission from the Bureau to find Naomi's daughter, or not Naomi's daughter, the mayor's daughter Naomi, and also, like, figure out, like, why did this happen, what's going on, and that's what led him to Springvale and everything. And, yeah, and Lord Gesser, or Agent 13, kind of going, you know, like, the Deathwatch games are, like, usually in place for when big change needs to happen, or when it's time for, like, something major to happen. So it's, like, a use as a blood sport that's been used for years in order to settle, basically just a bloody mess to settle, like, world-altering decisions. But in this case, it really was just a ploy to get money, and yeah, when he figured that out, it's like, well, shoot. So that means nothing's actually going to change. This isn't going to mean anything when it's all done, so it's not worth it. So maybe that's why he kept sponsoring Jack, while also, you know, while still sending Jack equipment, but not sponsoring him because, you know, he's just sort of like, if this is going to get shut down, we might as well shut it down, because this is not, I don't know, the pure version of Deathwatch, if you will. It's perverted by capitalism, I guess is how Gesser will look at it. And yeah, so, like, a very bizarre, but I do see where it's coming from. Again, like, it's not like any of this, well, can't say the rich and powerful getting out of horrible situations isn't not true to life, but the point is, like, I see where, like, the weird, like, I don't want to say philosophy, but, like, angle they're going for on this, and it's, like, it's interesting as much as it's messed up, but, you know. Other than that, yeah, I'd like to see this game get a second chance, you know? Like, I don't think it sold great, but it was, like, an interesting thing that people played. It's one of those cult games like No More Heroes and Beyond Good and Evil, I think. And, so what I'd like to see, because Platinum have been doing some interesting things, making, like, PC ports for things like Bayonetta and Vanquish. They've just released their new game, Astral Chain. They're talking about Bayonetta 3, and even though they had, like, you know, their pseudo-sequel Anarchy Reigns, which didn't do too well, I still hold, even though I haven't played it in a while, I still hold as, like, a really interesting continuation on the Jack Cayman story, if you will. And with all that Platinum's doing, I'd like to see them, like, not only revisit Anarchy Reigns, because I was hoping they would eventually, like, do a PC port of Anarchy Reigns, sell it for a lower price, and I think that would really kick off. I really think it would. But, I think if they could, I'd like to see them, like, make a MadWorld remake or something, you know? Because there's an opportunity to do that. Hell, with the Switch, they could probably do it. You know, because Astral Chain's Switch exclusive, maybe they can talk to Nintendo, bring back MadWorld, because I'd be really interested in that. Like, you know, keep the art style, but, like, pretty up the color, or, like, brighten it up a little bit. make a control a little better, maybe make some changes, maybe even make the game bigger, because I imagine this was like a $60 game at the time, and so like for 5 hours, like it's fun, but that cost now I'm thinking about it's like, a bit steep, but you know, I'd like to see them I'd like to see them come back to MadWorld and like try it again, maybe update it a little bit, refine the controls, maybe add some new stuff, you know, maybe especially add some rewards, because well, I suppose beating the main game is only 5 hours, but there is a lot to do between extra challenges and stuff, and some of those challenges are like really tough, but you don't get anything for beating them all or for beating hard mode. Trust me, I've done both way back in the day. But without the incentive, it's just kind of like needless frustration. But yeah, maybe like if they did a remake, like add more stuff to it, touch things up a little bit. Or just do something else with MadWorld. Like I said, I said in the last episode, maybe it'd be interesting if maybe there was like MadWorld 2 was Jack going to find all the people who sponsored Deathwatch and then like putting it down for good. Or if another Deathwatch springs up, this time it is like a world-changing event like Gesser wants, and maybe it's like, okay, let's go for 5 wins under my belt, let's take this thing down once and for all. And it's also like big stakes because like it's not world ending, but world altering. That'd be interesting. But yeah, I'd like to see Platinum revisit MadWorld, or Jack Kamen in either MadWorld 2, Anarchy Reigns 2, or just like remakes or revivals of those games, because I really think, especially Anarchy Reigns, because like, kind of like, I don't want to say Battle Royale style, but it's got like a ton of game modes that like, you know, are really interesting. And, you know, I'd like to see if that would kick off in a different era, you know? But yeah, I suppose that's it for me. Because MadWorld's, again, still a really good game. If you got a Wii or a Wii U and you can find this on the cheap, give it a try, because it is worth, like, checking out for, like, its interesting style and, like, world and gameplay. But, you know, other than that, yeah. So it's like, I suppose I'm recommending it because it's probably easy to get your hands on if possible. But I'd like to see this come back, and I'd like to see MadWorld come back in some capacity, because I think it really deserves another shot. Because like there's other good stuff in it, like Jack and Amala, or you know, have an interesting like chemistry, yet also like, I don't want to say bitterness, or rivalry. But no, Amala's cool, Jack is cool, Stephen Bloom, you know, awesome performance by him. You know, like always, but still. And yeah, John DiMaggio, Greg Proops, and like a bunch of other characters. You know, I'd like to see, I know I'm repeating myself like I always do, but I'd like to see the series come back in some way. But for now, I suppose that's it. So I guess there it goes. I know this hasn't been my best Let's Play, I don't think, because it's just been trying to fight over talking points with Kreese and Howard and revisiting this game. Like, you know, it's interesting, but, you know, also some things are just like, maybe a little lacking, but it's still a fun time. So, with that all being said, let's wrap up. So, until next time, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara, signing off, and thank you for watching me play MadWorld.